Well, I take a very broad view of what science communication is. It's not only communication by institutions to the public, but science communication is all the different ways that people in society talk about science. However, if we just focus on institutional communication, clearly one primary purpose has been and remains and will remain to allow citizens to make better informed decisions on matters that pertain to science or that have a scientific dimension to them. And more of the big issues that people face in their personal lives or in the global context, such as climate change, have a very large portion or large part of them to do with science. Actually, just even to take climate change. Communicating about climate change is not straightforward. And what do citizens need to understand is not just that 95% of the science says X, but how do scientists deal with the uncertainties of not knowing, because one cannot know in the future whether global temperatures will rise 0.5 degree, 1 degree, 2.5 degrees, and so on. So it's teaching is the wrong word, sorry. It's allowing citizens to get inside the way of thinking of scientists and how they deal with probabilities and uncertainties. So that's one primary objective. I think a second primary objective is, and it's related, is to allow us all, whether scientists or not, or whether we're passionately interested in science or not, to appreciate the role of science in our civilization. Both as a set of facts and theories and, as I was suggesting a moment ago, a way of thinking about things and addressing problems. Those actually, for me, would be the two primary objectives of science communication. But as I say, science communication also takes place spontaneously without stated objectives. Because somebody says, did you see that television program about such and such? That was really interesting. I wonder what that's about, and so on. Or we have a discovery last week in a cave in South Africa of the fossils of potentially a new species, Homo naledi. What's the significance of that? That's a conversation that hasn't got anything to do with trying to change people's minds about something or persuade them how to address a practical problem, but it's more a question of curiosity. And people talk about these kinds of things and they wonder about these kinds of things, and scientists have something to contribute there, but so also do philosophers or ethicists or historians or others who may not actually be expert in the field but have something to say about a big discovery of that kind.